we on? What just happened?
You went from one standby screen to the next, it looked like, and then bam, you're on.
Oh, my goodness.
That's all right. I think it's right on time. If I'm not
Are we
mistaken.
on? Are we on time? Is this Dave and Johnny live?
Can they hear us? That's the big question.
Are we on? Well, let's find out. We'll find out, John. We'll wait till everybody gets in. Welcome to Dave and Johnny Live. I don't know what happened there. I think we're having some technical issues getting on the air, but I think we're on the air.
When you're on at night, prime time, things happen.
This is a little different for us, right? We're usually on at like noon. Oh, yeah, we're on. I'm seeing us now.
Nice.
Everything's going fine. We're on live on YouTube. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's a little bit of an abrupt start. Like, I was not ready for that. I don't know what happened.
And yet we're here, live.
Live. So we're here. We're going to preview the G1 Climax 29 because the brackets have been revealed. So that is on the agenda here tonight. A little bit of a scheduling issue. Usually we're here like
12:45,
12:45, 1-ish. But now this is a primetime edition of Dave and Johnny Live. You thought we forgot. We didn't forget. We just had other things that we had to do during the daytime. So now we're here. And we're going to talk some pro wrestling.
I was still here, actually, at 12:45 anyways. But
That's true. You were here at 12:45. Johnny did show up here. I couldn't be here for the whole duration of the taping this afternoon, so we decided to move it to tonight. And you showed up with a lovely birthday present for my son, who's going to turn 2 on Monday.
I think he was happy with it. I hope he was.
Really happy with it. Johnny brought him a Power Wheels fire truck, Paw Patrol Power Wheels fire truck, and it's pretty cool.
I was a little concerned because I know his mom isn't a big fan of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Noises and everything, and him driving around.
Big plastic things, but I'm happy with it.
Oh, I had a feeling you'd be okay with it.
Oh, yeah, you may have caught a little bit of heat with his mom, but that's okay, because you're way over with me, brother.
That's good to know.
No heat, though. No heat. She's good. She's very happy. We're both very happy. It was a very lovely gift that you hauled, like this giant box that he hauled a very long distance, like on the metro and bus, like public transportation, hauling this from a long way. And the kid loves it. I mean, he's driving in there, presses a button. It's got a motor, like not a motor, but a, engine, motor,
Or battery
power, whatever. It moves. It moves is the point, and he can steer it. It's cool.
Is the sirens working yet?
I don't think we put the siren in. We may not put the siren in because that's just going to make noise.
Yep.
And I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. But thank you very much, Johnny North. It was awesome.
You're welcome.
Awesome. What a good guy. What a good guy, this Johnny North, bringing birthday presents for my son.
Well, it's nice that he said he loved me last week, and I'm like, man, that's awesome. Like, you didn't force him to say it or anything. Like,
no, he was saying it. He was leaving, and he was like, love you, Mama. Love you, Daddy. I love you, Johnny North.
Yeah, exactly. Like, wow. Like, I wasn't expecting that. That was nice. It was very touching.
Well, I'm glad. I'm very happy, and he does love you. He talks about you all the time. You guys are buddies.
He should. I mean, look at the arms there. Like, of course, I talk about me.
Are we going to talk about some professional wrestling here tonight, John, or are we just going to talk about baby toys?
There's a lot of wrestling we can talk about. I think you want to talk about G1 first, if I'm not mistaken.
I do. Is there something else you want to talk about, other wrestling than that?
Well, there's Lars Sullivan. He's out for a year.
Is it a year? I thought it was 6 to 8 months.
Well, yeah, but that's roughly, right? I mean, you're not sure, and maybe he's ready to come back. Doesn't mean he's going to come back for the storylines, right? It seems like he'll be back for, like, the Rumble, but are they even going to use him in the Rumble?
I don't know. Are they?
Look at Sami Zayn. He was good to go. They used him after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said last week with Lars Sullivan, giving his racist background and the fact that I don't think he's that good, I would just cut the cord altogether and not bring him back. How do you like that? I'd say forget about Lars Sullivan. Who cares?
Well, you used him. You build him up for something just to kind of cut him off like that, especially when he gets hurt. It's kind of rough. It's not the first time they've done it. They did it to Evan Bourne, right? He got hurt, and he was starting to make a comeback, and then, we release him.
Yeah, and Evan Bourne was actually good. So, yeah. I mean, Lars is super jacked, so I guess he's got that going for him. He's pretty big. But I haven't been impressed with his promos or his ring work or anything that he's done. So, do you need him?
I just think you have a big monster.
Plus, he's a racist, or like a former racist, reformed racist, I guess, if that's possible. I don't know. Said some pretty awful things about African Americans.
He did horrible things, especially even about Kofi and like R-Truth.
Yeah, I would get rid of him. I don't think we need him.
If you used him and then just suddenly cut him off like that, it's kind of rough, I find. Especially if he reformed, he apologized to everybody, and then it's just like, well, we're going to cut you off. And then they, like, fined him, too, as well.
Yeah.
And then we're going to cut you off. That's rough.
Is it? Isn't it kind of what you get for being an awful racist in internet forums?
Before WWE, though.
So?
Like, they didn't know this ahead of time? That something had happened?
Whatever. They didn't know. They found out, and they're like, yeah, no. I don't need to see him beating up the Lucha House Party every week. I don't miss him. I don't think anybody misses Lars Sullivan. Goodbye, Lars. Wish you a speedy recovery, and then, I don't know. I mean, I don't wish him pain or suffering, but I don't want to see him on WWE television.
Well, you're good for the rest of this year at least, so.
Yeah. Unless he just gets beat up by New Day every week. Like, he just comes out and New Day just beat the hell out of him every week. And that's just all he does, and then he just disappears after that. I'd be good with that if you want to bring him back for that. That's cool.
We'll see if New Day survives, because being the WWE champion, Kofi Kingston, that kind of drives a wedge a lot when you have friends, I find.
What do you mean?
When you have the major championship and you have friends with you,
Yeah.
usually those alliances fall apart.
So you think the New Day will eventually turn on Kofi?
I mean, Kofi versus Big E? Why not? Maybe not yet, but I could see it down the road.
Yeah, I don't know what the end game for Kofi Kingston is. It's certainly not Dolph Ziggler at Stomping Grounds, which is what we will preview on the next episode of Wrestling Uncensored. We'll preview WWE Stomping Grounds, which takes place this Sunday in Tacoma, Washington. And they've been having trouble selling tickets for the show in Tacoma, Washington. I wonder why. Maybe it's because they put on a terrible card, or maybe it's because they only this week announced the biggest star in the history of Washington wrestling's match for the card, and it's like a nothing tag team match against the Heavy Machines. Daniel Bryan and Rowan. Daniel Bryan, of course, the star of Washington. You remember the last time they were in Seattle or anywhere near the state of Washington or even Oregon? Daniel Bryan is super over. And they really did nothing to promote him to the live audience in Tacoma. It's obvious that it wasn't going to do well.
Well, it's not just that. It's just what they've given us in the end. It's not matches you really care for. I personally think Samoa Joe versus Ricochet, though, that could be amazing.
Yeah. Samoa Joe versus Ricochet is definitely a match we're going to talk about on Wrestling Uncensored. What I don't think we'll talk about on Wrestling Uncensored is the other Ricochet news of the week.
It's kind of disturbing stuff. It's terrible that kind of stuff gets leaked out. But
what happened? How did it get leaked out? So there's a video on the internet of Ricochet pleasuring himself and, how can I put this?
I'll say it, finger blasting, right?
Ew, gross. That's such a terrible term. He's putting his fingers in his butt. I think that's the only way to put it. And that it's like a very short video clip. It's all over the internet, and it's shocking. You can't see Ricochet's face. People are saying it's him because there's a tattoo that matches one of his tattoos. I don't really know how people figure this stuff out, but it is something that was out there. I feel quite badly for Ricochet that this was released on the internet. It's just like a funny story. Like, what? What are you doing? Why are you taking videos of yourself putting your fingers in your butt, man? Why are you taking videos of your butt or your penis or anything? Why are you doing this? I don't understand why people do this stuff, but like, God. And then it leaks. Like, how does it leak? How did somebody get their hands on this? Like, what is going on, Ricochet? You got to be more careful, man. This is not the kind of thing you want getting out there, and it's out there now. It's like, what? You feel bad for them, and you're supposed to feel bad, and I do feel bad for Ricochet. It sucks. This wasn't supposed to get out. I'm sure it's very embarrassing. But, dude, what are you doing, man? What is going on?
Everyone has their own kind of fetishes, right?
I suppose. But, like, you got to film it. It's not about what he's doing. Like, whatever. If he wants to do that, sure. But why is he taking videos? And, like, look what happens when you do that, Ricochet. Have you not learned from all the other wrestlers that have had videos leaked? So many of them. Charlotte Flair, Paige, Tony Storm, Seth Rollins. So many things have leaked because they're documenting these things. Don't document.
It'd be the safe way to do it, but I guess there's some sort of pleasure of having the video and then like sending it.
I don't know.
Everyone has their own little kinks, man.
Super weird, Ricochet, and it definitely changes the way you look at Ricochet.
Well, I didn't watch it.
Like, it does. Like, okay, it just does. Like,
I didn't watch it. I don't plan to watch it. I don't think anyone should really watch these leaked videos because they weren't meant to ever be watched.
No.
So you shouldn't watch them at all.
You shouldn't watch this stuff. It's gross. It's bad. It's bad to watch because it's not, but it's out there. People are watching it.
Well, people, of course, are going to watch it. Like, you're not supposed to watch it, then people want to watch it, of course.
Yeah.
But if you're a fan of them, a true fan of them, you shouldn't watch it.
But, like, now when you see Ricochet, at least for the next couple of weeks, it's going to be like, yo, like, him and Samoa Joe, of course, it's going to be a great match, but also, like, by God.
What he likes to do in his own personal time, that's fine. He's not hurting anybody.
No, but now we know is the thing. Like, it's fine if Ricochet wants to do that. Like, it's fine if Paige wants to have sex with two members of the NXT roster at the same time. If she wants to do that, it's totally cool. I just didn't know that she wanted to do that. And then when these videos come out, then you know, and you're like, damn. That's all I'm saying. It just changes the perception. I thought of Ricochet as kind of like a squeaky clean guy from Kentucky, real, like, kind of normal, whatever. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, he's filming videos of himself putting fingers in his own butt. Like, well, who does? It's weird. Who does that? I've never done that once in my life. You ever done that?
No, I have no interest in doing something like that.
It's bizarre. It's odd behavior. And now I know that about Ricochet. I can't unknow that. It's just something we know, and it's like, all right, well, it's out there now, and it's like, it's okay, but, like, I got no problem with it, but it's just something that I know about him now, and it's just like, it'll be in the back of your mind for at least a couple of weeks when you see him.
I don't really think about it. I just think about what a great talent he is. I think it actually does bother you. You say it doesn't, but I feel like it does, clearly, because you can't get out of your head.
I think it was dumb for him to record. That's the only thing that bugs me a bit about it. But I think it's totally fine, like, whatever. But it's just a bit funny, too. It's hilarious.
Is it?
I mean, come on, man. It's so funny. Ricochet, man. What?
It's really bad timing. Horrible timing.
Oh, yeah. He's about to have, like, one of the biggest matches of his career.
He's finally in the main roster. I mean, he's pretty much making all the pay-per-views now. They realize what a great talent he is, how unique he is. And then something like this happens. I don't think it's going to kill his push, but I guess, like you, some people are going to get that thought in their head. Maybe they'll think twice for whatever reason.
Too bad New Day doesn't have Bootios anymore.
People have him in the crowd still.
Bootios. Yeah. Cool. So that's what's going on with Ricochet. And, I wanted to talk about it now and not on Wrestling Uncensored. We'll deal with this here on Dave and Johnny Live, special primetime edition of the show.
It's the right kind of time for that kind of talk, I think.
Yeah. What else you got, Johnny North? You want to get into the G1?
Again, G1 or
G1!
Or R-Truth's like sixth title win.
R-Truth is now the new 24/7 champion. He lost the title to Drake Maverick on SmackDown.
Right.
And then he beat Drake Maverick on his wedding day during the wedding.
After he got married, yeah.
After he got married, like legit, Drake Maverick got married, and Ronald Truth pinned him at his own wedding to regain the 24/7 title.
And then, like, Drake Maverick's wife tweeted that she wanted a divorce because it's getting out of hand.
Well, it is a little bit crazy.
Well, I think she was just playing it because she's a wrestler too. So
Right.
But that's just tremendous that something like that happened. I think they're playing this so well, in my opinion. Again, to me, it's the most fun watching this 24/7 angle.
It's a total jobber title, though. Like, the title means absolutely nothing. No one that's important wants it. Who cares about the 24/7 title? Like, okay, I'll give it to you. It's the most entertaining thing that happens on Raw or SmackDown every week. Mostly because R-Truth is entertaining and they're letting him be entertaining. Other than that, like, when you're the best thing on a terrible show, it doesn't mean you're good. It just means you're the best thing on a bad show. The rest of Raw and SmackDown, terrible. It's basically the same show. It's the Shane McMahon show, which is not a show I like to watch. It's really bad. And then Seth Rollins just hitting everybody with a chair, being totally rude. And, like, you know, what's his problem? Why's he got to hit Eric Young with a chair? Why do you have to hit the B-team with a chair? He hit all of these people with a chair, and it was just like, well, are they heels, or are you just a dick?
Well, Seth Rollins has always been that way.
He's just a dick.
Yeah. But he's a good guy now.
I don't know. I don't believe the character. I don't like it. And I think Becky Lynch, by association, is losing steam because she's associated to Seth Rollins. I think they tried to attach Seth and use their real relationship in public on Raw as a way to make Seth a hotter babyface, and it's failed. I think it's reverse. Becky Lynch is failing because Seth is attached to her. I think she's losing steam because they keep making her out to be like Seth Rollins' girlfriend. It's tough to be the man when the other guy who you're really competing with to be the top person on the show is your boyfriend and you're all cool. And, you know, there's no rebellion there. There's nobody for Becky to really rebel against. She's lost so much momentum since WrestleMania. It's ridiculous.
Well, I think the main point is the fact she has no rival, true rival. The fact that she didn't have, like, a Vince McMahon-like character like Stone Cold had.
And they took away the 2 belts immediately.
That's
that
huge.
Was stupid. They have ruined the man push.
They've heard it. I don't know if they've ruined it because she's still a champion. I hope she's still a champion.
She's a champion.
Will she still be champion after Stomping Grounds, though? Like, if all the titles, I think she is in the greatest jeopardy, in my opinion.
Yeah? Well, we'll talk about it on Stomping Grounds. I don't want to waste too much of my time talking about Stomping Grounds. What did I say to you before? What did I call it?
One of the worst pay-per-views probably of all time.
I said this is going to be the December to Dismember of the WWE. Remember when December to Dismember in, 2006 ended the reboot of ECW?
Well, not
It was
quite.
pretty much over. Heyman quit afterwards.
Right.
It was like a total mess, and everybody agreed that it was a total failure. It was a slapped-together pay-per-view. The direction was just completely aimless, and the attendance was pretty low.
Well,
and this is what we're going to
too.
see. The quality of the show was bad, and the attendance was low, and it just came off looking terrible, and it pretty much sunk the ECW brand. Stomping Grounds has the potential to sink the WWE brand as we know it. This could be the beginning of the end. I'm telling you. This is bad. Because next week, you're going to get a free show called Fyter Fest by AEW. It's going to be free to everybody in the U.S. and Canada, and it's going to be awesome. We're about to embark on a journey of awesome wrestling over the next 2 to 3 months. You've got AEW's Fyter Fest. You've got New Japan with the G1. You've got AEW's Fight for the Fallen. And then at the end of the summer, forget SummerSlam. It's in Toronto. I'm not even going.
You've said that before.
I'm not going. It's not worth the effort to go to Toronto for SummerSlam. It's going to suck.
Potentially.
I'd rather go to Chicago August 31st for All Out. And then AEW begins. Then they're on TV in the fall. And then WWE's in major trouble. Major trouble. So watch Stomping Grounds on Sunday. And then watch AEW Fyter Fest next Saturday. And next week on Dave and Johnny Live, we will preview AEW's Fyter Fest. We'll tell you how to watch it and all the details because it's going to be awesome.
For Canada, right? We're going to say how
Yeah.
to watch in Canada.
How to watch in Canada, how to watch in other places too. We'll try to get people out everywhere covered. Canada, the U.S. I know we got a lot of people out in the U.K. I see Tony out in London watching the show after a couple of pints, couple of beers.
Sounds like he's having a good night.
Settling in, having a good night, enjoying the show. We welcome you all. It's Dave and Johnny Live. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe. Where's that subscribe button? What's going on here tonight, Johnny?
As long as the show doesn't go off the air.
It's unbelievable. So a lot of this stuff is like not where we are. Where are we? There we go. There we
I like
go.
This. It looks nice.
Yeah. It's a little sound effects and so on. I'm having technical difficulties tonight, Johnny. I don't know what's going on.
As long as we're on the air.
We made some changes, and every time you make some changes and add some things, there's always something that kind of goes wrong in the process. We'll figure it out, Big Johnny.
It looks good, at least. That's the main thing.
It looks good. It feels good. We're on the air. That's the most important part, right? We're on YouTube. I don't think we're on the air. It's not air. It's,
we're on some kind of air.
We're streaming.
Yeah, the
streaming
internet.
live right now. Dave and Johnny Live. Subscribe to the channel. Enjoy it. And, all the rest. Johnny, what do we got? G1? G1?
It starts, the 13th or something? Or the 6th?
It starts the 6th in Dallas, Texas. For the first time ever, this New Japan tournament, if you're unfamiliar with the G1, you've got 10 wrestlers in A block. You've got 10 wrestlers in B block. Over the course of a month, you have all 10 wrestlers in each block wrestling each other. So it's like a round-robin tournament. For a win, you get 2 points. For a loss, you get 0 points. For a time limit draw, which is 30 minutes for every match, you get 1 point if you go to a time limit draw.
Sounds like soccer.
Oh, it's New Japan Pro Wrestling, brother. So the winner of A block and the winner of B block, after all the points are accumulated over the month, when the tournament is over, they wrestle each other. The winner of that wins the G1. The winner of the G1 gets a title shot against the champion of their choice at Wrestle Kingdom in January on the 4th on the biggest show of the year.
What I notice is that they have pretty much the best of the best, it seems like, in this G1.
Best of the best in the world of wrestling.
Well, in New Japan.
Well, I guess, but it's...
I mean, the Elite aren't in this, right? AEW, except for Jon Moxley, I think he's the only one.
Yeah, no, the Elite aren't in this. There's a lot of guys outside of New Japan that are excellent, but these are some of the best wrestlers in the whole business, right?
They're very good, without question.
Some tremendous talent, and let's get to the talent. First of all, I'll tell you who's in A block, who's in B block. Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, the heavyweight champion, the IWGP champ. He is in this thing, and if he wins, then he chooses his own destiny. Like, he can pick his opponent for Wrestle Kingdom, which is possible, but unlikely. I don't think Okada's going to win the G1. Okada's in it. He's in A block. So is Tanahashi, Hiroshi Tanahashi, the ace of New Japan. Kota Ibushi, the Golden Star. Kenta, the former Hideo Itami, will be making his debuts in New Japan here in the G1, which is pretty exciting.
It's huge.
Will Ospreay, who just won a very similar tournament, the Best of the Super Juniors, same rules, except it's junior heavyweights. Now he's in the heavyweight tournament, and he's maybe the best wrestler on the face of the earth, so that's always fun. Lance Archer, also in this tournament, big Lance Archer, formerly Lance Hoyt.
Right.
Big Texan. Evil from Los Ingobernables de Japón, or is he still, because he did walk out on the group recently on a Kazuna Roadshow, so I don't know if Evil's on good terms with his Ingobernables stablemates. He will have to face his tag team partner, Sonata, at some point, because Sonata also in A block, so that'll be a match to watch. Bad Luck Fale in this from the Bullet Club, the Rogue General, Bad Luck Fale, and the Submission Master, Zack Sabre Jr., rounding out the A block. In B block, you have Shingo Takagi, who went undefeated in the Best of the Super Juniors until he lost in the final to Will Ospreay. Juice Robinson, who just lost his U.S. title to Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley also in B block, so they will have a rematch, which will take place at the end of this tournament. Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull. Jeff Cobb, a very good wrestler who does most of his wrestling in Ring of Honor. He's going to be moving over to New Japan for the month. Toru Yano, hilarious Yano. Hiroki Goto, the Switchblade, former champion, Jay White, Tai Chi, and the leader of Los Ingobernables, the man himself, Tetsuya Naito.
I think Naito.
Oh, goodness.
Naito and John Moxley, that's the match I look forward to the most in B Block.
That's the match. John Moxley is going to wrestle Naito, and I will tell you when it will take place.
It's near the end, I think.
John Moxley versus Naito. It's got to be near the end. They got to save that one, brother. That's a big one. John Moxley, Juice Robinson will take place on the final night of B Block on August 11th. And John Moxley, let's see. I'll go through John Moxley's whole tournament if you want to, because he's going to have a fun ride. So he's going to start his tournament July 13th in Tokyo against Tai Chi.
Okay.
Then he'll face on the 15th of July in Hokkaido. He's going to take on Jeff Cobb, which is sick. Then on the 19th, it will be John Moxley versus Ishii, which is cool too. Then on the 24th, it'll be John Moxley versus Shingo Takagi. These some crazy matches, man. Then on the 28th of July, it'll be John Moxley versus Tetsuya Naito.
It's good.
July 28th. August 1st, John Moxley taking on Toru Yano, which should be a lot of fun. August 4th, John Moxley and Jay White, which is cool. Like, all his matches are going to be fun to watch and very interesting to see how they play out. It's a brand new set of opponents for this guy.
It is, but I'm more interested in Kenta. I think Kenta's opponents are a lot more intriguing.
Kenta's fun. Kenta's got a fun ride.
Yep.
The first night, July 6th, in Dallas, he takes on Kota Ibushi.
And I think after that, he's against Okada, I think.
His next match on the 14th of July will be against Tanahashi.
Okay. Yeah,
he will
really
face
good.
Okada eventually. Then he takes on Lance Archer. The Okada-Kenta match will be July 27th. So that's going to be a big weekend. July 27th, you have Kenta versus Okada, Tanahashi against Sanada, Lance Archer, Kota Ibushi, Will Ospreay, Bad Luck Fale, and Evil versus Zack Sabre Jr. And then on the 28th, you have Tetsuya Naito versus John Moxley, Shingo Takagi, Jay White, Jeff Cobb, Tai Chi, Goto, Toru Yano, Ishii, and Juice. But those two matches, I think, will main event. Okada versus Kenta on Saturday, July 27th, and then John Moxley and Tetsuya Naito on Sunday, July 28th. That's going to be a sick weekend of professional wrestling. Whew. This G1's going to be fire. So my pick to win the G1, first of all, my pick to win A Block, Kota Ibushi, the Golden Star.
Okay.
And my pick to win B Block, Tetsuya Naito.
Wow.
And I believe it will be Ibushi and Naito in the G1 finals this year. And I'm taking Tetsuya Naito to win the G1 this year and go on to face Okada at Wrestle Kingdom.
It's better than what I thought. I mean, I thought Naito as well, but I thought Naito versus Kenta, actually.
I don't think Kenta's going to make it all the way.
Well, this is his debut. I think he'd have a great showing, like, to go all the way to the finals.
New Japan rewards guys that have been there for a while. You've got to earn it. You don't come in right off the bat hot and get everything. You got to be there for a while. You got to lose before you win in New Japan. And I think Ibushi is learning to lose to Tetsuya Naito. And losing, and eventually he'll win, but not in the G1 final. I believe this is Naito's year to win the G1. I think he should win the G1. Naito is the man. Naito and Okada at Wrestle Kingdom, I think, is the match to make. It's the biggest match you can make in New Japan. I like that they're building towards it. I like that they're keeping them separate. Notice Okada and Naito not in the same block for a reason.
That's a good point.
They're keeping them separate because that's a big match at Wrestle Kingdom. They've been very separate. They wrestle in tag matches every now and then, multi-man tags, but they're not wrestling one-on-one. They're not going to touch until Wrestle Kingdom. I'm excited. I love it. I love the G1. I can't wait to see all of Okada's matches. Like, that's another thing. We just ran through Jon Moxley's tournament. We just ran through Kenta's tournament.
Yep.
Watch Zack Sabre Jr.'s tournament. Every match he had is going to be awesome. Him and Sonata on the first night? Are you kidding me? Every time they wrestle, it's magic.
Well, him against Will Ospreay as well.
Yeah, they're in the same block. That's true. That's crazy. Zack Sabre Jr. in his second match will wrestle Okada.
Wow.
It's going to be great. It's going to be so good. I'm really looking forward to maybe a match that people aren't expecting, but Lance Archer versus Will Ospreay rematch.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was fantastic.
In the New Japan Cup earlier this year, they had a crazy match, and they're going to wrestle again July 6th in Dallas, Texas, which is where Archer's from. So the A block will take place July 6th. That's when it's going to start. So in a couple weeks' time, this G1 tournament will begin. And there was a deal where Moxley was maybe going to wrestle on this card, but he can't wrestle on the card because he can't wrestle for New Japan in the United States because AEW doesn't want him to, because AEW has a contract with Moxley and they were trying to work out some sort of partnership, but they haven't figured it out. And New Japan is still doing a talent exchange with Ring of Honor, which I've said for a while now I think is the wrong move, because you look at where the big talent is. If you're New Japan, I would stick with AEW. You've got Kenny Omega, you've got the Young Bucks, you've got a lot of these guys that you were using regularly, some of them in your main event that you've completely lost. You're not really using many of your Ring of Honor guys in the main event. So I don't know. I think that New Japan should probably make a deal with AEW so they can get Kenny, but doesn't look like they're going to. So they don't get Moxley on their American shows.
Well, aren't they kind of stuck, though? Because, aren't the Tongas, the ROH and New Japan tag team champions?
Right.
So they kind of have to work together in a sense.
Well, they have a deal. I don't know how long the deal is. I'm just saying maybe when it's time to renew, you give it a good old think.
Well, the thing is, AEW, they haven't really started up yet officially, right? They're just kind of in the works. So,
but they have such a tremendous talent roster already, Chris Jericho's not appearing at this show either. Similar deal. He can work for New Japan in Japan, but not in the States because, he's in AEW. That seems to be the new rules.
I think that's fine, though, with Jericho, because Jericho, he kind of just made, little appearances here and there, scattered throughout. And that's what kind of makes Jericho's New Japan deal kind of special, because he doesn't wrestle there every so often. And when he does, it's a big deal because, it happens maybe 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah. I think it's going to happen again at some point. I'm not sure when, though. Jericho did say he's going to show up. If Tanahashi, if Okada are in the G1, he's going to show up and he's going to raise hell.
Could cost Okada the G1. I could see that.
Maybe. That would be fun. Or maybe cost Tanahashi a big match.
Well, I think Jericho, Tanahashi, I would think Wrestle Kingdom, you'd have that.
Yeah, I think so too. Okada and Tanahashi on the first night. That's cool.
It's always solid, isn't it?
How do you think it's going to go?
Probably to a draw.
I think probably a draw. Maybe Tanahashi wins.
I don't know.
If you're going to put Tanahashi over Okada, put him over here. But I don't think... I could see Tanahashi not having a great tournament here. He hasn't looked great recently. I could see him losing a lot of the matches.
I don't see Okada losing a lot.
No. Let's see. I think Okada probably beats Tanahashi on the first night. I don't think they wrestle to a draw. I think Okada wins.
Okay.
I think Okada beats Zack Sabre Jr. I think Okada definitely beats Bad Luck Fale. Okada, Will Ospreay. I think Okada probably wins that too. He's beat him before. He should beat him. It's going to be tough to find a match where Okada doesn't win. Okada Kenta could be interesting. You don't really know. Kenta's a wild card, but I expect Okada to win that too because it's Okada. Okada, Lance Archer, definitely Okada. Okada, Sonata, maybe is the time to put Sonata over. Maybe that's Okada's one loss in the tournament. I could see Sonata being the guy to beat Okada.
Wow.
If Okada loses a match, which I could see it being Sonata. Or Evil. Maybe Evil. That would be a big shocker. I think it would be less of a shock than Sonata winning. But I could see Evil beating Okada too. If anybody's going to beat Okada in this tournament, it's going to be Sonata or Evil. Either on the 3rd of August or the 7th. Okada Kota Ibushi too. Wow, they're waiting until August 10th. Like, that's the last night of A Block, and they're giving you Okada, Kota Ibushi, Will Ospreay, Tanahashi, Zack Sabre Jr., Kenta, Sonata, Bad Luck Fale, and Evil and Lance Archer. Like, that last night of A Block is sick. Those 3 matches, Kazuchika Okada versus Kota Ibushi, Will Ospreay versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Kenta versus Zack Sabre Jr. Are you kidding me?
It's pretty solid.
It's WrestleMania.
I feel Ibushi and Okada will probably go to a draw, though. And I think that's where he could lose some points.
I love the G1. I love it so much. How could you not love this? There's so many great matches. If you're a wrestling fan and you're not watching New Japan, check yourself. Watch the G1. Like, just sign up for the G1. Sign up for a couple of months. It's totally going to be worth it. The matches will be the best. The best wrestling matches of the year, every year for the past several years, have taken place in the G1 tournament. This is the big show of wrestling, and I'm not talking about Paul White. I'm talking about this is the showcase of the top wrestlers in the business. And, okay, maybe not everybody is there. Daniel Bryan's not there. AJ Styles isn't there. Finn Balor isn't there.
Right.
Nakamura isn't there. Kenny Omega isn't there. There are guys that are great in pro wrestling that aren't there.
Of course.
But a lot of the guys that are great in pro wrestling, they're in this thing.
When you think of star-studded tournaments, wow, to me this, it doesn't get much bigger.
Does not get bigger than the G1. So exciting. It's coming up July 6th. That's when it starts. But it really starts in Japan. Like, this American show, it's like, whatever. When they go to Japan, that's when it's, like, real. That's when it feels real.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how Moxley adapts to this Japanese style. We've seen a lot of just him, like, kind of brawling around. Like, is he going to be able to do that, like, the whole time?
I'll tell you, Moxley, you know, sure, you can be tough when you're facing Juice Robinson. You could play the tough guy and hit for real, you know? Right? You could play the tough guy if you're wrestling Juice. You could play the tough guy when you're wrestling one of the young lions. Good luck playing the tough guy against Tomohiro motherfucking Ishii. The Stone Pitbull will stomp your ass out. Like, you're lucky Suzuki's not in this thing, and that's my big complaint about this. What the fuck, New Japan? Where's Suzuki? What? Minoru Suzuki is the best wrestler over 50 in the entire world.
He is wrestling. He's just not in the tournament.
Yeah, but what? Why not? He's the best. Minoru Suzuki is the man. I'd rather watch Minoru Suzuki than a lot of these guys. Like, can we replace... I don't know. It's tough. I'd take Toru Yano out and put in Suzuki. Put Suzuki in B block. Give me Suzuki versus Jon Moxley.
Maybe they don't want Moxley to have that tough of a...
Well, look, Moxley's still going to have to face Ishii. He's still going to have to face Goto. He's still going to have to face Taichi. He's still going to have to face Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb's American, so it might be all right. But Taichi's not going to take it easy on Jon Moxley. Neither is Tomohiro Ishii. Neither is Shingo Takagi. Neither is Hiroki Goto. Those matches, those guys... Those are going to be rough, man. Moxley might get fucked up.
Okay, but it's still not Suzuki, though.
No, but it's pretty close. Like, Goto don't care. Well, Ishii? Like, do you know who Tomohiro Ishii is?
I've heard of him. That's about it.
But you don't really get it then. You don't, yeah. I'll show you some Ishii highlights, and then you'll be like, oh, that's going to be tough for Jon Moxley. It's not going to be easy. Those of you watching that know about Ishii, the Stone Pitbull, about 5'6", 200 pounds of just beef.
Still like Suzuki.
Stiff. Yeah, Suzuki's scary, but Suzuki's one of the most frightening men in the history of the business. But look, I'm saying Jon Moxley's going to be in there with real tough guys. So
it's going to be a challenge for sure.
I'm excited to see how he stands up to this challenge. Cuz I wasn't sure he was ready for this or he was going to go for this. This is the G1. This is no joke. This isn't like a match every now and then. This is a grind of tough matches against tough opponents where you're expected to perform for like a month and a half. And this isn't WWE style where you can kind of take it easy and it's not like it's not as rough as what New Japan is. New Japan is a stiff style. It's strong style for a reason. You're not going to get an easy night against any of these guys. Like, he better appreciate the wrestlers like Jay White and Jeff Cobb who he can kind of speak English with at least, that understand him. Because these other guys like Taichi's mean, man. I see Taichi wrestle. He's not a nice wrestler. He's going to be mean to Jon Moxley. That's going to be fun. That could turn into who knows what.
Well, it's great that he's tested himself like this.
It's a real test. I applaud him for the effort. Takes balls.
I feel Kenta, this is more up his alley, though. I think he's really going to excel in this.
Oh, yeah, he'll be fine. He's going to have some great matches, and a lot of the guys are going to be happy to work with him. It's a different thing. Like, I noticed a lot watching the Best of the Super Juniors, when you had two guys that spoke the same language,
right? Yeah,
it worked a lot better. The match seemed like to flow a lot better. When you had like a Japanese guy and a Mexican guy, it was kind of like, yeah.
AEW was like that too.
Yeah, sometimes when, the wrestlers don't speak the same language, you got a guy who speaks English, a guy who speaks Japanese, they don't really communicate. A lot of wrestling is communication, so when it's not there, the matches can look kind of funny sometimes. And
yeah, a little bit off, that's it.
And bad things can happen, feelings can get hurt, one guy could be offended, and who knows, all of a sudden you're in a real fight.
In Japan, yeah, of course. So it's going to be interesting for Moxley.
Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. The G1, July 6th is when it begins. We'll keep talking about it as the weeks progress here on Dave and Johnny Live. Johnny, let's wrap this sucker up. You got anything else?
Is there any final comments?
Let's see. Tony in England says he needs to get to bed. It's 2 a.m. here, and he's working tomorrow. Keep up the good work. Catch us again soon. Well, thank you, Tony.
It's rough to work on a Saturday.
And let's see. Antoinette says, is this going to be the new time? I like it better. Oh, you like this new time better? I'm sure I understand this is probably easier for a lot of people because
they don't work.
It's kind of like nighttime for, if you're out in England, it's super late, so it's not great for you, or Ireland or wherever. But if you're in Toronto or Montreal or New York City or wherever you're, in the States or, it's more accessible. But I don't think this is going to be the regular time for the show. So, no, this is a special. Next week, though, it'll be at the same time, and then the week after, we'll be back to our normal time. It's just for 2 weeks.
For now.
Change in my schedule personally. Just, But, Antoinette, don't worry about it because you can watch Dave and Johnny live whenever you want because as soon as it's done at 1:45, it's on the YouTube channel. So as long as you subscribe. Oh, damn, I didn't do that. Subscribe.
There you go.
You can get the show and watch it whenever you want.
Yeah, but the live experience, though, it's different.
Is it, though? It's the same show. Us talking wrestling.
Yeah, but you get to
Wrestling
interact.
Uncensored isn't live.
Yeah, but you get to interact with it. That's what makes this show different than Wrestling Uncensored. You get to interact with it.
That's right. It's Dave and Johnny live.
Interactive, yeah.
Well, it's also interactive when we do the post shows. Post Stomping Grounds, I will be here, but Johnny will not.
It'll be the Simon Brothers back together.
Will it be the Simon Brothers? I don't even know if he's going to be here.
Oh, I hope so. Maybe AJ will come in.
I don't know, but I'll be watching Stomping Grounds, and then I'll be here talking about it with you. So be here with me, all right? Because John will not be.
Maybe bring back your son for another cameo.
Yeah, right? He was on Ringside Report last night. If you missed Ringside Report last night, you can catch it right now on the YouTube channel. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., we go live for Ringside Report. Myself, Fred, and AJ, we do the damn thing. We talk MMA, and we did that last night, and it was a lot of fun. It was a good
fun.
show.
Yeah, you guys roasted the hell out of AJ. Yeah.
Did we?
I thought you
I think
did.
we took it easy on AJ.
I don't know. You swore like crazy at that one.
Oh, after the show. Yeah. After the show, I cussed him out, and
Yeah, that was rough. Like, what the heck?
Oh, it was all in good fun. Good natured.
I suppose. I don't know.
AJ knows I love him.
I hope so. Like, I don't know. I would take that kind of rough. Like, the way you swore at him, like, I would be like, wow, are we going to fight here or something?
No.
That seemed rough.
He knows I don't want that.
Okay, good.
I don't want any part of AJ. That guy's a monster. So it was good fun. And then Wrestling Uncensored tomorrow morning here on the YouTube channel. You'll be able to watch it every Saturday morning at about roughly 10 a.m. The show's up on YouTube. How about that for your Saturday morning? Wrestling Uncensored, the YouTube show. You don't have to wait till Sunday morning to listen to the podcast anymore. You could watch it on YouTube before the podcast even comes out Saturday mornings as a YouTube exclusive. So it's up on YouTube before it's out anywhere else. Did you know that?
I didn't realize that, but that's good to know. But it's also extra special this week because this is the special, probably first and only Stomping Grounds preview show.
Yes, we will do the Stomping Grounds preview tomorrow morning. Check it out on the YouTube channel for Wrestling Uncensored.
4:46, I think.
Yeah, indeed.
Wow.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, thanks, everybody, for watching. Catch us for Wrestling Uncensored. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Leave a comment. It helps us out a whole lot.
I hope you do.
There you go. So we'll be back soon and next week. Same time here, 8:30 next Friday for the next episode of Dave and Johnny Live.
Bye-bye.